Hello guys, it's me Fia here and welcome back to my channel. Today we're featuring little Silas. If you guys are new here, I am currently preparing for a Dutch exam. I explained that in a previous video. I'll link it somewhere on the screen. I have to do a Dutch exam as part of my integration process, which means I can only get my Dutch citizenship if I pass this exam successfully. It is at B1 level, which means it is the intermediate level, which is quite advanced. If you would ask me, it is not the easiest thing to study for. I have used ChatGPT to create a plan for myself, which I explained in that previous video. Kind of a weekly plan to prepare myself for this exam. My deadline is March next year, but I plan to do it in September this year, so I need a few months to prepare. I also did a breakdown of what the exam looks like, each section. It's 5 different exams: speaking, writing, reading, listening, and knowledge on Dutch society. So I did a breakdown of how many questions, the passing rate, and scores in that previous video as well. This video is a part of my week 1 to 2, which is focusing on foundation and familiarization. So basically that looks like mock tests, evaluation tests, learning high frequency words. I want to learn a minimum of 500 B1 level frequency words. Also practicing common phrases and focusing on some key Dutch grammar. So this is the first 2 weeks what I need to focus on. So I'm going to show you a bit of what that looks like, if baby will allow me. If you guys have looked at any of my previous videos, I am also a mom. So studying for an exam with a baby is always challenging. I also completed my degree while I was pregnant and going through postpartum and the first few months of pregnancy. So I think I can do the Dutch exam as well. But it is not easy because you have a very demanding little baby who's noisy. It's also very hard to focus sometimes. So I'm going to show you guys what that looks like a bit. So if you're a mom like me who's also trying to do a degree or study or pass an exam or a course, we can unite together and help each other out. I will show you guys kind of what my process looks like. I actually just have my laptop to do my first assignment right here next to the baby, so I can focus on him. I'm not too far because sometimes he gets a bit needy and he wants me to be very near to him. So I'm literally right here, buddy. Yeah. So that's a tip for you if you're a mom. If you can focus with the baby noise and the music and stuff in the background, keeping as close to the baby as possible lets them know that you're near, so you can kind of focus and keep an eye on the baby. Give a little smile and a wave from time to time while getting your work done. Guys, I'm so sorry in advance for all the background noise. He's the one who's making all the background noise, but this is the reality of studying as a mom. So from that list I showed you, basically what I'm going to start by doing is familiarizing myself with the words that I do not know. So I'm going to go through the list. It is in alphabetical order. For the words that I don't know, I'm going to put them into Google Translate and write down the translation of it, and then I'm going to try and learn it. So the first one on the list I've actually heard before. It's aankleding, and I think, if I'm just guessing off my head, I think it means to like put on clothes, but I'm not 100% sure, so I'm gonna put it into Google Translate and see what it says. Okay, this says decoration. That's a literal translate on Google Translate, but I feel like that's wrong. Decoration. So in situations like these where Google Translate may not be the best translation, you can ask a native speaker. I'm gonna do that now. My husband is actually upstairs, but he is working, so I'm going to try and see if he can answer my phone call and translate it for me. Quick question, what does aankleding mean?
Aankleding? Oh, it's how you get when something is dressed. How something looks when something is dressed up.
So it means dressed up?
Partly. So for example, mijn aankleding is now a pants and a shirt, but the aankleding van de woonkamer is anders. So it can be a room or a thing or a person.
So what? That doesn't make sense to me. So my husband says apparently it has multiple meanings. So it can mean to decorate, but it can also mean to dress like what you're wearing, which didn't really make much sense to me. Honestly, there are some Dutch words that there's no like actual translation for it in English sometimes. I don't know if this is one of those, but it seems a bit strange. We're not off to the best start. This is the first word on the list. I promise you not all the words are like this. But my process for the next half an hour or so is going to be to translate all these words first, and then I'll focus on actually learning them. Aanwezig. Aanwezig. This one is new for me. Present. 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 Adjective. Present. Okay. It means present. Oh yeah. Like a sentence like Silas is aanwezig. That means Silas is here. He's present. I got it. Present. Adjective. I'm thinking for these words I might actually need to put like sentences with them being used right next to it, just so I can understand it a little bit better. Afmelden. Afmelden. Unsubscribe. Don't unsubscribe. I hope you guys don't unsubscribe. Silas. Silas, wat betekent gemiddeld? Jij bent een Nederlander, toch? Gemiddeld. Okay, so in a moment like this, when the baby is crying, you can't focus anymore, right? You heavy. Ooh. So gemiddeld was average. Then we have gerecht. What does gerecht mean? See? Gerecht. Gerecht. Wait, gerecht is like a meal, part of a meal. Oh, I was wrong. Oh yes, it is correct. It means a dish. I knew it. And griep. Griep is the last G word. Griep. Flu. Wij hebben de... how do I say that? We have the flu. Wij de griep gehad. Something is missing from that sentence. Wij de griep gehad. If you speak Dutch, please correct that sentence in the comments because it sounds really off, like it's missing something. So now guys, I'm gonna just go through these really quickly. I don't think you need to see the whole entire process because you kind of get the idea of what I'm doing, right? So I'm gonna hey. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're going to go through this really quickly and then I will see you when I'm finished doing all of it. I'm back. I have finished translating all my words, but I do realize for some of them at least it is important to kind of have them used in a sentence because a lot of Dutch words have like multiple meanings, so you need to understand yeah, the different ways that you can use those words. But it is tricky to do that with Google Translate to make a sentence out of it. If you don't have like a Dutch speaker very nearby you to be able to kind of put these words in a sentence. Right now my husband is occupied so I can't do it. I do have this app that I've been using to learn language. I have a few apps. I do not use Duolingo anymore. I had like a 200 and something day streak I did, and then I just decided to stop. It was not motivating me. I felt like I was not really learning, just memorizing things but not really being able to use it as I wanted to. But I did find this really cool app that will help me to do that. It's called Duo Cards. Not sponsored. If you want to sponsor me though, that would be great. It's called Duo Cards. It is also kind of learning new vocabulary in different categories, but you can kind of choose your level if you want beginner, intermediate or advanced. And then you create a library of all these words that you learn, and it will, it will keep bringing you the words again and again, so repetition that you can learn it. Also, it will show you the word in a sentence, and you will hear the pronunciation. You can also look at videos, like Dutch videos, depending on your level, easy, hard, intermediate. And then you get to see like the subtitles, so you can read along and you can like copy the words that you don't know and so on. So Duo Cards, really helpful for that. But they also do have like a, this is what it looks like. This will focus. Don't focus on me, focus on that. Okay, you keep focusing on my face, but this is what it looks like. And there's an option, it does have like an AI assistant. And one of the options is hoe wordt het woord gebruikt. So that basically means how is the word used. So I can select that. And then it has the like colon. And then I can put the word in there. So for example, the word which I struggled with from the beginning was aankleding. So I send that through. The AI assistant will basically give me an answer. It says het woord aankleding wordt gebruikt om de decoratie of inrichting van een ruimte te beschrijven. Bijvoorbeeld, it gives an example as well. De aankleding van de kamer was erg stijl. So it also has the option to translate like right below it. So the translation is the word aankleding is used to describe the decoration or furnishing of a room. So guys, baby is getting fussy as you can hear. So I do need to take a break. My mental juices are flowing, but now they're crashing with overstimulation. Hey. So guys, we do have 1 to 2 weeks to accomplish all those things I mentioned in the beginning. So this is just the first part. Today I'm going to try to learn 5 of these words. And then tomorrow we can focus on learning maybe 5 more. And then also learning some things regarding the Dutch grammar. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for the second part of this preparation. Hi guys, so we are still in weeks 1 and 2, and I'll be honest with you, today has not been the most motivating day for me, and it is completely normal to have these setback days where you just really don't feel like studying, you don't feel like learning anything, your brain is like a bit overloaded and you just want to rest and not have to study and learn something. So today I did not put in as much work as I wanted to, but I'm going to share with you guys what I did today, and also a bit more of a proper visual to show you how I've broken up the weeks into the study plan. So I'll share with you on the screen what it looks like. In my previous video I mentioned that it was a 12-week plan, but it is actually 7-ish weeks. I can always decide to stretch one segment if I need to, but for now I focus on the 7 weeks, and then when I'm finished with that I can do it all over again. So I'm going to show you a bit of my plan. So I like to color code things to kind of understand the visual. So the blue section is week 1 to 2, which is the foundation and exam familiarization week, which is the weeks that I'm currently in. Week 3 to 6 is in orange, which are the intensive skills training weeks. And the final weeks are in green, and these are the KNM, so Knowledge of Dutch Society weeks. I say weeks, but this is actually just 1 week. So for the blue section, this is just familiarizing. I gave you the breakdown in previous videos, so I'm not going to go over it entirely again. But each day I have a goal of learning some vocabulary, some new words from that list that I showed you as well from the I said last video, but it is actually still in this video from the last clip. I did also say that I would learn 5 a day, but yeah, the goal is to learn 500 minimum, and I say 5 a day because a lot of the words I already know, so this is just kind of a goal that I set for myself. I've been failing miserably so far, so some days I do need to learn 10, and throughout the day and also at the end of the day I make sure that I learn the words fully before moving on to learn new words. So that has been going well so far, but yeah, 5 a day. I mean, if you can take on more than that, feel free, go ahead and do that. And I will share with you in the next clip my evaluation test to kind of see what level I am at, what stage I'm at right now. So at the end of this whole study plan, so at the end of the 7 weeks, I can do another evaluation to see if there has been any improvement or if I feel more confident about certain things. So week 1 and 2 is focusing on learning new vocabulary words and also grammar. And at the end of this, I'm going to give myself a little test. So I want to test that I actually learned the meaning of all the words that were on my list. And I also want to see if I understand some of the grammar that I learned. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do the grammar yet, but I'm sure there's so many resources online that I can use to test to see if I fully understand that. So for the second segment in orange, the intensive skills training, I'm already starting bit by bit by doing this. So I would look at or listen to YouTube videos in Dutch and try to train my listening skills, and sometimes reading messages and news articles already. But for these few weeks, I want to focus more intentionally on this area. So I have a lot of reading news articles, reading short stories every day, to train myself to read Dutch more, because sometimes I can understand the Dutch, but I do the lazy thing and just go to Google Translate without even trying to translate it on my own. So I want to kind of avoid that for these weeks. I'm also going to attempt to write text, listen to Dutch radio quite frequently, and attempt twice a week a comprehension. So I do have some B1 level textbooks that do have quite a few activities in there, including comprehensions, which I'm also going to focus on, and just writing text, so just to friends or responding to something, or yeah, taking one of these assignments from one of these textbooks as well. I will, when we do get to those weeks, I will show you exactly what each part looks like and where I find my resources. And that's kind of what it looks like for those weeks. Reading, lots of reading every day, listening, trying to write some things, and doing comprehension. So part of these weeks is to speak Dutch, which is my biggest struggle. So I'm going to attempt, it's kind of hard to put it in my like calendar, but I'm going to attempt each day to speak a bit of Dutch. I'm not sure how that would look like, but when we do get to these weeks, I will bring some more clarity on how I do that exactly. Final section, the knowledge of Dutch society in green. This is pretty straightforward. Every day I will be studying a bit of the Dutch society, just information about that, and also attempting some of their video courses. I have not seen them yet. I don't know exactly what it entails. I don't know how much of this information I actually know. I did have to learn some of this for my first A1 exam, which I passed really well. So I'm hoping that some of this information will come back to me. But yeah, this is just kind of learning that. And at the very end of the 7 weeks, I plan to do my second B1 test evaluation. I'm hoping I can find a test that will give me an actual score, so I can see in the end if there has been improvements, or maybe my level has improved, because maybe this test will tell me that I'm A2 level. I don't know, but I'm hoping at the end of these 7 weeks that it will tell me I am B1 level. And then I will do some re-evaluation as well to see what worked well, what didn't work well, what kind of changes I'm going to make, and yeah, maybe add in a few things or take out. We'll just have to re-evaluate at the end of these 7 weeks. So that's all I have for you guys for this segment of the video. Yeah, just a breakdown of what the weeks look like. In the next part, I'm going to be showing you a bit more practical things on the grammar section, and also my evaluation test. So I will see you guys in the next clip.